Hi, my name is Ritesh Malhotra and I'm a second year student at Trinity University, and my topic for today's video is Streisand's algorithm that is used in matrix multiplication. Now before directly jumping to what Streisand's algorithm is all about, let's first see what is matrix multiplication and discuss more methods about how we can get to matrix multiplication. So one of the important operations in mathematics is matrix multiplication, and it has a wide range of applications in several fields like engineering, physics, and matrix multiplication can be implemented using several algorithms, including the Neve method, the divide and conquer, and the Streisand algorithm that we will discuss in detail. Now, let's have an example of matrix multiplication. As you see here, these two matrices A of size 2 into 3 and B size 3 into 2 are to be multiplied. So what we do is we take the first row of the first matrix and the first column of the second matrix and perform a operation on them like this. Similarly, everything is done and we get a resulting matrix of 2 cross 2 cross 2. Yeah, so we get a resulting matrix of 2 cross 2. Now let's see the first algorithm that is used for matrix multiplication, that is the Neve algorithm or the basic algorithm basically. So when we are calculating a matrix C, which is basically the product of two matrices A and B using the Neve method, they can be multiplied using this algorithm. This is basically a pseudocode in which we depict that how these two matrices A and B are being multiplied using three for loops, and we are getting the resultant as C matrix. Now analyzing this algorithm that we have written here, the time complexity comes out to be O n cube, that is big O n cube, and this is the formula that we use for calculating the values that will be in the resultant matrix. But this O n cube, the big O n cube time, is not the time we are expecting. We think that we can do better. So let's see another example of those algorithms, that is the divide and the conquer algorithm for matrix multiplication. This is another method to accomplish matrix multiplication. As the name suggests, we basically first divide we divide the smaller we divide the question into smaller parts and then solve that problem in a more efficient way. Because if you see, if you have a bigger problem and you have subdivided the problem as you see in this diagram, so we have a problem big problem, and you divided it into sub parts. Now you have two smaller problems which are comparatively very easy to solve. So you compute the sub problems, split, merge, anything. So you compute the sub problems and you get the solution. It gives you a better understanding of the solution as well as saves your time, or maybe not. Let's see. Now analyzing the above method, what we do 8 multiplications. Okay, let's see how 8 multiplications. So you have a 2 cross 2 matrix here, 2 cross 2 matrix here. Let's say it's n and n. Now the first multiplication is AE, the second is BG, CE, DG, AF, BH, CF, and DH. So what we did is we basically, this is a matrix, this is a matrix, this is a matrix. It's a complete big matrix which is divided into 4 sub matrix. Similarly with B, and now we have performed this. So we had 8 multiplications. Now n by 2 size and 4 additions. So one, I'll just change the color for this, depicting the addition part. Uh, yeah, so that's the addition: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we get 4 additions here. So what we did is 8 multiplications and 4 additions of n by 2 into n by 2 matrices. We had an n into n, A is n size, B is n size. We divided into n by 2 sizes, and we had a algorithm solving them. Now again, when we solved for it, the equation for the time complexity came this, and by solving it through the master's theorem, the time complexity was again big O n cube. Now the problem persists the same. Okay, I understand that we may have gotten a better understanding about what the problem was, or the solution was more elegant to see as it was divided into some sub problems. But now the time complexity is still the same. Our solution is not as effective as we thought. So there was a betterment in the divide and the conquer multiplication algorithm, and it resulted in Strasson's algorithm. So it's nothing but a better divide and conquer based method. It has same thing, but what it differs through in divide and conquer is divide and conquer had 8 recursive calls as we saw, but in here our main aim was to reduce this 8 recursion calls and it cut down into 7. So the 7 calls may have changed the time complexity. Let's see how. So this is the 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, 6 and 7. These are the 7 formulas that are being used, and after computing all this, this is the formula that is used to compute the resulting matrix. Now, to have a better understanding about Strasson's algorithm, we must look at the code, pseudocode basically. So as we saw earlier, we basically need matrix operations like addition and subtraction, the basic operations, to formulate the algorithm. And so we define the functions for the addition and the subtraction part. So this is basically the addition part, and this is basically the subtraction part. Not a very tough code to understand, just some loops and pointers, very easy to understand. Now, after creating those functions, let's get started with the base code. Now, A and B are 2 and 2 matrices. Here are some constraints about Strasson's algorithm that we'll be discussing ahead. Please note those importantly. So we take this and we declare C also. As we declared A and B, now we declared C. Very easy. Now initializing the submatrices of A and B and then defining those. So this is basically the submatrix of A. This is the submatrix of B, and now they are being initialized after the definition. Now calculating P1 and P7 as we saw earlier. So these are basically the formulas that Strasson's come up with to reduce the time complexity, and these are the formulas that he used. And now at the end, after formulating, we just have to return the resultant matrix C. And that was the code breakup of Strasson's algorithm in CPP. Now we can do the same example using Python. That's the version 3.6 that I have provided here. Same thing, those formulas that have been used, computing the values of the 4 quadrant that we saw. In C, it's divided into 4 quadrants. So this is C11, this will be C12, and so on and so forth. So this will be C21. Yeah. And very basic algorithm, can be understood by the code itself. Now comes the moment of truth. We did this because we needed to reduce the time complexity. And now let's see what the time complexity. As we saw earlier, it was 8, and now this is the equation what we have got of this method. And now solving it again using Master's theorem, the time complexity was big O n to the power 2.8074. Earlier it was big O n to the power 3, and now it is 2.8 approximately. So it has reduced from this, and we are somewhat successful in reducing the time complexity, which was our aim. Now we have seen the Strasson's algorithm is less time consuming. We saw that earlier using Master's theorem, but still it is reluctant in market, like people are not using it. Now let's discuss about those factors that act as a disadvantage to this algorithm. So the first point is that the constants used in Strasson's method are high. As we saw earlier, we first had to formulate those 7 equations of P1 to P7, and after that we had those 4 quadrant formulas also. So the higher number of variables, that was a bit of a disadvantage. It reduces the time but increases the space complexity. Now we haven't discussed anything about space complexity earlier because our main focus was to concentrate whether the time can be reduced or not. So we saw that Strasson's is able to reduce the time but still lacks somewhere in space complexity because the recursions take extra space. There are a lot of recursions here and they are taking an extra space. Now, because of the limited precision of the computer arithmetic on integer value, large errors accumulate in Stresel's algorithm. That's one more disadvantage, and the recursion calls also add latency. So these were some disadvantages which came in the way of Stresel's algorithm to be the perfect algorithm for matrix multiplication. Also, these were the points I discussed earlier, that there are some constraints to the matrix that has to be chosen for Stresel's algorithm. So A and B are square matrices. This is one of the points that has to be noted, that they are square matrices. Rectangular matrices cannot be implemented in Stresel's algorithm. And the submatrices are the size of n by 2, n by 2, and n by 2 similarly. Therefore, the resulting small matrices that we formulated formulas for, like P1 to P7, they are also of size n by 2 into n by 2. So the condition, both input matrices should be of dimension n into n. That is what I said, that square matrices, and that n should be of power of 2. So n can be equal to 2, n can be equal to 4, but n cannot be equal to 3. So that's the basic point of this, that the n should be of power of 2. That is also one thing that we have to check before we implement Stresel's algorithm. So these constraints are also very crucial, and kind of dragging the algorithm down to be perfect. Now this is a time in seconds versus dimension graph. So this is the time here and the y-axis, and this is the dimension here. So as you see, the light blue is the Neve and the dark blue is the Stresel. As you see, it was performing fine here, almost equal, but as the dimension drifted apart, as the dimension increases, you see a large gap. So analyzing the graph, we can clearly see that there is a significant difference in the time consumption when the input of the dimension increases. So the Stresel's algorithm is much more efficient when the input size is large, but for smaller input sizes, Neve method still has a better advantage over Stresel's, because the time complexity is not being reduced at a very large scale, and the space complexity is still a matter. So that was about the topic in this video. I hope I have explained the topic completely, and now you have a better understanding about matrix multiplication, the different kinds of methods or the algorithms that are used to perform matrix multiplication, and more importantly, you got the complete information about Stresel's algorithm. Signing off, Vitesh Malhotra.